Democracy is still a national matter, largely, meaning that in the process of globalization, the possibility of people to participate in the decisions which determine their life has been watered down. And that is why the United Nations and the system of international organizations needs to be democratized. In the governance bodies of our intergovernmental organizations, only the government executive of the home countries is represented and nobody else.
We need a world parliament now. We call it in my proposed charter the Congress of the Earth. It doesn't matter what you call it, but we're talking about direct election of people. Like when we shifted from the Articles of Confederation to the work Constitution, what made the Constitution great, what made it successful was the right to vote for a person directly. One person, one vote, and elect them to that parliament or that Congress. And we can do that on a world level.
A people's house to the United Nations, the way we have a House of Representatives, directly elected by the people. It makes the most sense to me that a world government must be democratic. And if it is to be democratic, it has to represent people.
Members of the Action Coalition for Global Change are planning a simulated United People's Assembly. The purpose of the assembly will be to demonstrate how a democratically elected, globally focused organization can contribute to fulfilling the United Nations mandate for a more just and peaceful world. The World Federalist Movement will hold its 22nd World Congress from the 21st of June through the 28th, including Democratizing the United Nations, a citizen organization forum on restructuring the UN.
Meaning we would have a two-chamber system. One chamber representing the states. Governments will continue to play a major role in the governance of the international system, but in their nature, governments must upkeep the national interest. This system needs to be complemented by a voice of the people themselves. The seats could be distributed more or less according to population size. It would be the first body in the history of humankind able to actually legitimately speak out through elected representatives in the interest of humanity.
And at the same time, I think you have a normative revolution that has to do with the support building in all parts of the world for some kind of realization of the values of global democracy and the procedures and institutions that would be associated with it. And that is also reinforced by the emergence of human rights as the foundation of legitimate government. So we have a normative basis for creating an alternative to a marketized world. And I think that's what the forces of civil society are seeking to achieve in the decades ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take an opportunity right now to ask everyone in this General Assembly Hall to please stand. I'm asking that for deep reverence of the task that we have been given, to take a moment of silence to recommit ourselves to work for the betterment of humankind in our own hearts, personally pledging our commitment so that we can create a culture of peace, a world where there is no poverty, where we can live in harmony with the earth, where the rights of others are respected, where there is peace and justice for all. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like for you to look around in this General Assembly Hall of the United Nations. And in these four walls, we have global solidarity. So we have all pledged ourselves to the work that we are doing. We can stand here because we are the representatives of the peoples. We are the peoples, and we are standing for global solidarity on all of these issues.